Page 13, in the evening. They're giving you a little blurb up at the top to be careful because the chords aren't necessarily the primary chord. Now we're changing things a bit. There are primary chords here, but there's more than that too. However, I want to talk about the right hand first. 4/4 time. First measure, the right hand comes in with the F. This rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Then the last measure, the short note comes first. 1 and. Isn't that cool? I'll come back to the fermata. Just right now, just 1 and 2 and rest and. And it's more of that. The second line is very similar to the first. Notes are a little different, but the rhythm's the same. The third line is also similar to the others, so this is rather repetitious, isn't it? And then the fourth line, the last line, you're here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then in the last measure, the only note out of all that mess in the last measure that the right hand plays is the F. The eighth note is the RH. That's it. So it's 1 and 2 and that's it. It's down for half a beat. Left hand does everything else. Isn't that nice of it? Yeah. Left hand, at the beginning, the left hand starts. And it starts on beat 3 because you got a 2-beat rest at the beginning. 1 and 2 and 3 and rest. And then we got chords. We got a 1 chord. Now we got a C sharp. It's the same chord, but now with just a C sharp. You can finger it 5, 3, 1. Or you can finger it, bring the second finger up. The problem with that is you kind of need the second finger on the next chord. Unless you're going to finger it here, you can do a 5, 3, 1 on that 4 chord for the next measure. So if you're going to do this one, different ways of fingering it, I'll let you work out which one works best for you. Typically, if your fingers are small enough, you just do a here, a thumb on here, and then here. This is the simplest. But with people with wider fingers, they have to work out other fingerings because they can't slide up in here and play this note up in here. So they have to stay out here. Whichever. Second line, you have the 1 chord, third measure over, that's a B natural. Remember there's a B flat in the signatures, and then the B flat, which is a 5/7 chord. Third line's the same as the first. Last line, here, 4 chord, 1 chord, and then a B natural, and then 5/7, and then a 4, 2 4 on the G B flat, and then the last measure. The left hand's playing all these notes but one. You're doing here. 3/8 notes, and then you cross over the right hand to get the high F and hang on to that. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 comes on beat 3, so you got half a beat to get up there. Pedal's going to help you. I'll talk about the pedal in a minute. So you work it out one hand at a time. Make sure you're fingering, you got that worked out in the rhythms, and then you can go put the hands together because who knows what'll happen. So we're starting out in this position, an F position. 4 3 and 4. And that fermata, just hang on to it a little longer. It's a feel thing. How long? What I do with a metronome, in this case, I'm just going to add 1 beat. I'm just going to add, so it's 1 and 2 and hold and. So it's like that measure will have 5 counts in it instead of 4 because of the fermata. Go down 1 line, and the last measure of the second line, same thing. 1 and 2 and hold and. Like that. Go down another line, and the last measure, same thing. 1 and 2 and hold and. And then in the last line, that fermata, 1 extra beat, so it's 1, 2, 3, hold, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and hold and. So again, I'm just adding 1 beat to each of these fermatas on here. Except the last fermata, I'm going to hold that for 2 extra counts. So the last measure is 1 and 2. And I play the F with the thumb in the right hand because that's the position I'm in. So I just stay there. I don't know why they tell you second finger, but that's what it is. And leave both hands there until it's over, and then both hands and the pedal and everything comes up at the same time. So that leads us to the pedal. Let's talk about it. They have a note underneath the staff at the beginning. Pedal harmonically. Well, ain't that just a whole lot of help? What they're talking about is to go ahead and legato pedal it, but change it every time the chord changes. The harmony. Change it every time the harmony changes, which is the chords. So you're going to push the notes down and then the pedal. And when I change it, I'm going to push the notes down and then let the pedal up and push it right back down. So the pedal lags behind the notes until I get to the end of a phrase, and then we pedal according to that. Let's go over this carefully with the pedal. So at the beginning, I'm not pedaling the first 2 quarter notes. Right after I play the notes in the first full measure, I push the pedal down. I'm going to leave it down for the full measure, and then after I play the notes in the next measure, I'm going to change the pedal. Again. Now here, I'm lifting the pedal up with the hands because it's a new phrase. I want some silence. And I'm not pedaling the last 2 beats. This is like it was at the beginning. And then second line, push the notes down first and then the pedal. And if I'm staying in the same harmony, I'm not changing the pedal, I just leave it down. Now change the pedal on the 3rd measure. And again. Now here, when it does this sort of thing, I don't pedal until after I've done. Then I pedal, because I don't want both of these. So it's here. Then push down, and then also it's the end of a phrase now, so lift up and don't pedal the last 2 beats. Again, it's the same as the first line. Again, lift up, it's the end of a phrase, and don't pedal the last 2 beats. Last line, I'm going to change it with each chord that changes here. Play the notes and then change it. Again, again, again. Now in the 3rd measure, I don't pedal the first beat because I don't want to catch this. I don't want that. So here, now pedal. Now change it, and then the last measure they tell you the pedaling. But legato pedal this, so change it right after you play the first 8th note. And then at the end, the pedal and the hands all come up together. And that's the pedaling. You have to kind of work it out slowly. You always learn a piece without pedal first because you can hear more clearly the notes and how long you're holding them down. And then once you have that, you can add the pedal because the pedal will change the sound. And you need to be aware of how much it's changing the sound. For instance, at the beginning, in the first line, in the last 3 measures of the first line here, so if you don't like that sound, change the pedal with it. The left hand is staying down, that's fine, but you can still change the pedal. In fact, I don't even have to pedal those last 2 beats. I can leave the pedal out. But I need to push the pedal down after I play the last beat to connect the chord to the next chord. I don't want any silence there, so I need the pedal to help me out. So in the second, or in the, it's the 3rd measure. The first line it's here, then up, now it's down, and then change it. And here, again, I can complicate the pedaling a little bit and take out the blurriness. So you have to decide, I don't know how much you're struggling to get these. If you're struggling to get them, forget all that. Just do the best you can. Otherwise, experiment with the pedaling and see if you can get a cleaner sound if you can. And you can. Now I'd like to do a play with me with you. Slowly. to check the notes and the rhythms. So I'll give us 4 counts, and keep in mind we don't start playing and count until count 3 of when we start. That made no sense, but you'll figure it out. So go ahead and put your hands where they go and the foot's on the pedal. 1, 2, ready, go, rest, 2. And 4.